sometimes you hear a demo of a song and you go, oh man, I'm glad they worked on that some more until it got out to the public. Other times you hear a demo of a song long after you've heard the finished version and you think, ooh, I kind of wish they had kept the vibe of that demo. Coming up on the channel today, Lauren's going to share 5 times where she feels like the demo is as or better than the song that got released to the public. Coming right up. Hey, it's Russ, and it's Lauren from the Infectious Groove Podcast YouTube channel. And today, Lauren is going to share with us, like I said in the intro, 5 times that the demo is as good or at least almost or even better than the release song. And what I like about your list that you're about to share is it's pretty diverse, like from across several eras, which I think is cool. Also, I'm going to do my best. Lauren gave me the links for these. The links to all these demos, not the finished songs, but the demos should be in the description below this video. So as we talk about them, you can easily click down there and find them. So having said that, talk to us about some demos.
Cool. Yeah. The first one is I'd Have You Anytime. There's an early take of that by George Harrison. It was on his All Things Must Pass album. And I think the reason I like this early take, I would say I like this one better than what ended up on the album, because All Things Must Pass kind of suffers from like almost too much syndrome. And
I love George, and I totally agree with what you just said.
Yeah. So this is way more stripped down, and it kind of really gets more to the heart of the song, I think, than what it ultimately ended up being. There's actually a collection out there of a lot of early takes from George from this time period that they're all worth listening to. This one just so happens to be the one I like the best.
Right on. The next one on your list, I think a lot of people would be surprised by, and I would assume a lot of people haven't heard this one, because the finished product was so enormous that it's really ingrained in culture. So what do you got next?
There's a demo from 1982 of Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen that I think if ultimately they'd kind of finished the song and done it a little more in this vein than what it ended up being, I don't think it would be misinterpreted as much. Oh, yeah.
Boy, because that song sure is misinterpreted, isn't it, Ronald Reagan?
Yeah, right.
So yeah, but it's more of a straightforward. Yeah. Because the finished version of Born in the USA, I have no problem with. Right. But it does have a very rah sound to it, and to where I could see the casual music fan being like, yeah, America.
I was born here.
Yeah. The next 2 that you have are from and if you're a fan of mid 90s to early 2000s music, these bands probably speak to you. And at least one of the 2, and slight spoiler, but Oasis, I feel, is a band where a lot of their demos are just raw and great. But before that, you have one from a band I'm not all that familiar with, but I know is popular on the channel. So
yeah, there's a demo with kind of an acoustic bit in the middle of Sweetness by Jimmy Eat World. And I kind of hesitate to call this a demo because ultimately this is the way the song was initially released as a single in Japan. This is how it got heard first. It's just not what we ultimately ended up hearing. And what I like about this, it's very similar to how I feel about the George Harrison track that I talked about earlier, is that it feels less full, and it almost makes the song more powerful in that way. Because there's a lot of the vocal effects that were put on the finished version are taken off of this, and it's I like it. I like it a lot better, and you almost feel that there's that oh part in the song. It's more powerful without all that behind it, because you hear more emotion instead of.
And a lot of people feel that way about a lot of demos, where some artists will just keep piling things on a track and be like, it'll be done when I keep piling things on it. Yeah. Oasis is the next one that's on your list. And I could have made a 20 Oasis demos that are as good or better than the original, because for me, the core of any Oasis song, pretty much right when it's written, is as good as it's going to get. And I mean that in a complimentary way. So which one did you point out for this video?
I went with the demo for Hello. And again, like a lot of Oasis demos, Noel sings this instead of Liam. And I like his vocal on it a lot better. And in that same vein, there's a lot of Noel Gallagher kind of going out singing Oasis songs that I like a lot better.
Oasis is a weird deal. I don't know if all the viewers know this or not, but Noel writes all the lyrics. And for me, when you hear Noel sing the song, you can tell he wrote the lyrics. He emotes more. He feels it more. Whereas Liam is very much reading what someone else wrote down.
Yeah.
And I'm not, don't come at me about Liam versus Noel. I'm just saying that's how I hear.
Yeah.
Like, and this isn't part of our video here, but if you go listen to the acoustic version, the MTV Unplugged version of Live Forever, within the first 2 lines of the song, you can tell who wrote that song, who wrote those lyrics. So Oasis, hello. Great song in the first place, but when you hear the demo with Noel singing it, it's fantastic. This next one will come as a surprise to no one, but I would argue when you mention this woman, you mention her for good reason.
That's true.
This is why.
There's a demo of the song Lady by Stevie Nicks, and she wrote this song. This was kind of Buckingham Nicks era writing. Okay, but we didn't get it on an album until the 24 Karat Gold in the mid 2010s. And I wish we got this song when she wrote it,
right?
Because lyrically, it's about like what is to come. Like you're getting ready for this thing that's coming, and her young voice on it kind of like being hopeful, like, no, you're not going to be stuck here forever. Like, the way it ended up getting finished on the 24 Karat Gold album is great, but it's like these are not the lyrics of a mature person.
Yeah.
These are the lyrics of somebody who's still looking forward.
Right.
So. Yeah,
but it's cool to have. I like this particular one. It's a great one to end on because it's cool to have it both ways. Like, when it was released, it's from the perspective of a person who did all of that. And when it was written, it's very much from a perspective of a person who has no idea what's going to happen, really.
Yeah.
Right? So those are 5 demos that Lauren thinks are as good or better than the finished product. I'm certain people watching this video have a bunch of examples of their own. Or if you hit the links in the description and you listen to what we picked out, let us know what you think of those picks. We love it when we get the comments and we're able to interact with everybody who watches the channel. Of course, likes helps and shares helps and being subscribed helps, but we like the interaction more than anything. So as we always say in these videos, thank you so much for watching.